I've been recently laid off. And since then, I've been analyzing the job market and I've been noticing some really weird things going on. There are so many open positions with hundreds of applicants, but somehow they don't seem to hire anyone.
More than 1 in 3 jobs advertised online aren't real.
So today, let's look at how we can identify these ghost jobs and how we can avoid them so we don't waste our time, hopes, and dreams in applying for jobs that don't even exist. First, let's look at this job, for example. It's been online for 3 months, or it's been even reposted 3 months ago. Over 100 people have clicked apply already, and it's a fully remote position in the United States. It doesn't specify any other location. It is up to a 6-figure salary, and it is for an associate consultant. And now they have a similar position up. That's for a senior consultant, also posted 1 month ago with over 100 applicants. Same thing, remote in the United States and a slightly higher, but also in the 6-figure range salary. Now, that makes you wonder, why haven't they filled this position yet? There's so many qualified people who would gladly take this kind of salary, a fully remote job in the United States, and as an associate consultant, it's also more of an entry-level role. So how come they have not filled this position yet? It would be normal to have it filled, or at least to move to the interview phase within 2 to 6 weeks. To me, this seems like it's a ghost job, which is a job that a company posts, even though they're not actively hiring or immediately hiring for that position. And one reason for companies to do this is to build up their talent pipeline. So they collect lots of resumes so that once they actually need someone and they need to fill this position, they have a whole database of resumes that they can look through to find suitable applicants. They can save a lot of costs because they don't need to give 20 to 30% to a headhunter or to a recruitment agency in order to find a good candidate. So this might mean that they are not hiring right now, they are just collecting resumes. And if you need a job immediately, maybe because you've been laid off recently, then you will be wasting your time applying for these kinds of jobs. How can we spot this? You can check the date posted. If it's more than 1 month ago and they're still not in the actively reviewing candidates phase, then it is a sign that this might be a ghost job. Instead, I filter for jobs that have been posted first and foremost within the last 24 hours or even within the past week, so to have more recent ones. And then also often I will start my job search with filtering for jobs that have under 10 applicants, just to increase my chances of my CV landing on a human desk. Also, you can check whether the job is only posted on job boards like LinkedIn or Indeed, or whether it's actually also listed on the company's website. Because if it isn't, then that is not a good sign and might be another indication. Another hint that this could be a ghost job are very generic descriptions and requirements. Let's look at this one. When we scroll down to about this job section and we look at some of the requirements that they have, keep in mind that this is an almost 6-figure salary job. And the minimum requirement is a high school diploma with 3 years of cumulative experience. So that is definitely not a very high entry barrier. Now, when the requirements are set quite low for such a high-paying role, then it's likely that they're just casting a massive net to get as many information across all educational levels as possible. And I'm not saying that this company does, but a lot of companies will use the information they get through your resumes and through your applications in order to sell these data to third parties. Another reason they do this, posting ghost jobs and casting this massive net to get applications from everyone and everywhere, is basically to do wage benchmarking. So if 1,000 consultants apply for this job and 90% of them are willing to work for the lowest salary range, then why would they offer the top salary range to anyone? They're getting free market research out of it, and it is a way for them to keep their labor costs down. Now, what we should also check is whether the job description has a hiring manager or any person to contact from the hiring team mentioned underneath the job description, because if they are immediately trying to find someone, then most often they will have a recruiter who's incentivized to fill this position. While ghost jobs are often managed by the central HR team, where there's no one specific person that is accountable to fill that seat. So if there's no specific person, no hiring team mentioned throughout the whole post, then again, that might be an indication that this is a ghost job. Another reason for companies posting these ghost jobs is the optics. So on one hand, you have the brand awareness side of it. If thousands of applicants see their logo, go on their website, engage with their content, it will increase their brand awareness. And on the other hand, it's also a good sign for competitors and for potential investors if they see that a company is hiring, because it makes them seem like they're continuously growing. Currently, as far as I know, there's unfortunately no law that is prohibiting companies from posting these ghost jobs. So the best you can do is basically apply these techniques to spot them yourself and don't hit apply. And also what I do is if I get a rejection email from a company and they ask me whether they can keep my data, I usually say that I would like them to remove my data and remove my application from their database, just because if they rejected me already, it's very unlikely that they will hire me later on, but they might use my data for other purposes. So in summary, check for the following so you don't waste your time applying for jobs that aren't even real. First up, you should check the repost history, so be wary of roles that say they were posted 24 hours ago, but actually have been first posted 90 days ago or longer. Because in a high supply market, these kinds of roles should be moving to the interview phase or reviewing applicants actively at least within 2 to 6 weeks. Also, you should evaluate the education versus salary gap. So if you have high paying roles in the 6-figure range with suspiciously low requirements, like you only need a high school diploma, these are often phishing nets, so they're designed to build a massive internal database to avoid costs. Also, verify the location tags, because broad tags like United States instead of a specific city or remote often indicate that this is an evergreen post that is more so used for benchmarking across the whole country. Lastly, look for human connection, because ghost jobs with no real owner can be kind of a red flag. So I hope this helps a bit, and good luck to everyone out there applying in these crazy times. Subscribe for more content like this and paste a job that you think might be a ghost job into the comments so that we can help each other out. Thanks for watching.